What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Black Uchiha 3, long face, skinny body. Alright guys, Boruto episode 88. I guess you could say it was a pretty good follow-up for episode 87. Episode 87 had pretty good animations, and the whole fight with Boruto and Sarada and Chocho versus Koku was actually pretty good. And in Clash, the title of this episode was Clash Kokyoku, or however you say his name. So I guess you could say he died in a pretty, in my sense, they gave Kokyoku more character development than Koku, the other fabrication that died in front of Boruto, but his death was like way better than Kokyoku's death. But in Boruto episode 88, I guess you could say they focus more on the emotion and the story content versus the animation during the fight scenes. Like, the fight scenes were actually what you would expect in a typical Boruto episode. They weren't that great, but the story and the context behind the fight and what was going on throughout the episode was actually excellent, and I guess you could say that made up for it. But it was a very good episode all in all. I'm very excited for, let me just go ahead and say I'm excited for the end of this arc, but I'm excited for like the next episode. We're gonna see Boruto versus Sarada supposedly under this genjutsu, and it's crazy. So we're getting kind of an idea how Kiara's genjutsu, how her dojutsu works, really, in a sense. Like, for some reason, I guess she always has to keep it closed because it's always activated. So whenever she opens her eyes, she's able to get you into the genjutsu and control your body and manipulate you at will. Supposedly that could be the power of it. That would be crazy. That's just like OP in a sense, because we see in the episode preview, by the end of episode 88, we see Boruto and Sarada feeling like they're being controlled, and they're gonna fight to the death with swords. So that's pretty interesting. And what I also want to realize is, maybe is this encounter gonna finally put Boruto in a position where he's comfortable with using sword, because it's pretty interesting. We know in the future Boruto will be able to wield a sword pretty well, I should say. We got back in the Hidden Mist arc, he started getting into using the katanas back with Kagura and stuff like that. So maybe this episode they might build off of that future aspect a little more, but still not too much we got from episode 88. Like I said, they focus more on the story. It was a very good episode though, don't get me wrong, and the emotion behind this episode was pretty good. With Inojin's tears, I ain't gonna lie, they put a whole lot of work into that animation and animated scene right there. It was a pretty touching scene. At the end of the day, we expected that to happen. I expected Inojin to feel some type of way about it. I ain't gonna hold you, I didn't expect the scene to get that deep, and that was crazy. So it does something for his character, which it most likely will. But that was a pretty cool scene that they added in that mix. But still, we got a whole lot to get through just to finish this arc. One of the big things that also happened in this episode, we get to see that Mitsuki finally was face to face with Konohamaru, when Konohamaru was scoping out the whole place. And I was wondering, like, when they're gonna finally put my man's Konohamaru on screen, but it looks like he didn't remove his mask when he just saw the snake by his face and he saw Mitsuki standing across from him from his hall. They just shut the scene out right at that moment, which was pretty weird. I want to know, like, how that is gonna happen. We obviously know how Konohamaru really feels, let's be honest. He's not gonna react in rage towards Mitsuki or anything, but I just want to see how Mitsuki feels about this whole situation, because at the end of the day, he's really just been in the cut while this whole thing been going on. Now, ever since they reached the Hidden Stone Village, like, they got the information from his heart. Now he's just in the cut. Now he's just witnessing everything. Like, that's all they really needed from Mitsuki. But at this point, I guess you could say he's gained a bond with Seki, the other fabrication. But still, the episode was actually pretty good all in all. Like I said, not that much I really want to talk about for this episode. I am excited to see how this Boruto versus Sarada is going to go down in episode 89. It looks like a pretty exciting preview. Hopefully they could do some like real damage with this, like on some, not just have them do some little half-ass animation with the fight. I want to see some straight up like Boruto and Sarada going at it, if that's going to be the case. Or if not, I want to see how they're going to find a way to break out of this genjutsu and be able to beat Kiara. It looks like that may be all she's able to do. She's pretty light on her feet, so it'll be hard for them to catch her, but we haven't really seen her use any taijutsu or anything else like that. So is a whole lot we can look forward to for the next episode. It's your boy Black Uchiha 3. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Drop a like, leave a comment below, subscribe if you already haven't. Black Uchiha out. Holla at your boy. I'ma holla at y'all.